Hello, this is Tina. Welcome to my channel. Um, Tonight I'm going to talk about interesting aspect of our existence here, and mainly the aspect of belief. What happens after we complete so-called spiritual awakening here? Okay, I mean, this is a New Age concept, and many people believe that follow the New Age that after we complete to all this perfecting ourselves with millions reincarnations here, that we are apparently going back to the source. Okay, now what does it exactly mean going back to the source? Really, it's like, think about it. You are here, okay, lifetime after lifetime. You are getting oppressed, deceived, abused. You suffer tremendously, and basically you're looking forward that one day you're gonna go to some sort of heaven, okay, that you're gonna be able to stay there, that you're gonna rest, and you're gonna be happy, and this is the main thing that everybody kind of dreams about. But there's another thing that some people say, oh yeah, when everything is done with, and when you master everything, all your abilities are perfected, okay, that it's time to go back to the source, to where you came from, basically, okay. um, to me personally, this is a horrifying thought, because I'm a sovereign being, and the thought of going back and meddle with some source, okay, that we practically know nothing about, really horrifies me. Because it means like giving up your sovereignty, giving up yourself, basically, and it's like jumping headfirst into very deep, murky water that you don't know what's underneath. But everybody say, "Oh, it's gonna be bliss. It's gonna be great. You know, you completed everything. There's no more to learn. There's no more to experience. You just go back where you came from." And really, so what is the point of reincarnating here endlessly, suffering tremendously? Okay, all sort of different variation of suffering between each time you reincarnate. Okay, only to be mingled with, mixed with some source that you apparently came from, and then what? All of that ability, your individuality, it's you know, your identity gonna be like diluted into nothing less, because this is how it seems to me. Perhaps the interpretation of that phrase, going back to the source, it's quite misunderstood and misled, but many people simply say, yeah, you're going back, and what's more, they believe that after you get reunited with the source, that you're gonna start over, because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, and because you're eternal being, okay, so you cannot stay there for too long, God forbid. No, 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 you can't stay anywhere for too long. You have to quickly move forward, okay? Give up everything again and start over again and evolve again and learn again and suffer again, blah, blah. But this is not a laughing matter, because a belief is belief, and I talk a lot in my videos, guys, about being solvent and very careful what you believe in during this lifetime in here. Obviously you are watching this video because perhaps you are awakened to the fact that something stinks in paradise and you want to leave Matrix. Because that's my plan too. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to come back here again. But at the moment I am here, but that's the last time, because I don't see myself ever entering this hell again. So really, this is a horrific thought, you know, like, I mean, really, you just kind of, I don't know, coming here over and over and over. And yes, I was talking about the belief, because each time that you are here, you also getting this new belief system embedded in you yet again. Okay, so in the previous life and in the other life, depends how many times you've been here, you each time you are here, you also influenced by different beliefs, and these beliefs, guys, becoming your reality. Okay, because I keep saying that once you cross over, okay, once this physical existence is over, you crossing to the other side, and you're taking all the belief system with you. So everything and anything that influences you here through your everyday life, okay, builds the certain system within yourself. We are born into the system, okay, but that's not enough, because you're also creating a system while you are here, system of your personal belief. What is wrong, what is right, how do you see things, and of course all the time you're influenced by external things bombarding you, the media, the news, the religion, the schooling system, all of that environment that you're living in. It's bombarding you with certain things that influences your own understanding and creates beliefs. So if you want to leave the matrix, okay, going back to the source is not going to get you out of the matrix. Definitely not. You have to create the belief system that it's more practical and more approachable and more on the solvent side, rather than getting somewhere where you know that you cannot stay because you're going to be recycled here back endlessly. Because it seems for some reason really that this source is very hungry for new experiences. Oh no, you haven't suffered enough. You have to go back more and more and more, higher and higher and higher, until you reach that ceiling of possibilities. And then what? Well, at least here, within this physical reality, there are restrictions and limitations that are within our everyday life here. We are very restricted and limited. And so here we cannot reach that highest level. So why coming back here for what? You cannot go over the process of learning in a very limited reality, because what is there to learn here if everything is so constructed and it's crippling your thinking, crippling your expanding your knowledge, your awareness suffers too tremendously. So what is there to learn over and over again, really? And then, of course, between the lives in here, there's a memory wipe, which is, I talk about it in almost every video, because this is extremely important point to remember, that nobody can learn anything when you are subjected to constant memory wipe. It's like attending university or something, learning something very complex and passing the exams, and next day, voila, memory is being wiped, and you don't remember nothing what you've learned. So this is exactly what it is in this life, that you are born here and you're supposedly learning, but you don't remember much what you've learned, really. Yes, there's a massive mess going on in the afterlife. That's why I'm saying, guys, if you want to leave this matrix, what does exactly mean? What do I mean by that? Living matrix is leaving the system, leaving the deception, leaving this lower parts of astral reality. I mean, bypassing that place, because we going to non-physical dimension anyway, but it has to be higher dimension, because otherwise if you're going to be recycled here non-stop, that means memory wiped each time you come here. Then when you cross over, if you're not aware where you're going, you're going to end up in a place exactly where you came from before you were born here. Okay, and I always say that the highest awareness, the best belief you can give and develop in here is to develop this knowledge, prepare yourself, and actively participate in taking this part of learning and looking into, well, come on, if I came from so and so, I don't want to go back there, because if I go back there where I came from, I may end up here again. So this is about going elsewhere. And that up there, some call it the source. Oh yeah, the source is great because that represents God. Okay, that represents the highest goodness, the highest happiness, enlightenment, the highest divine place that anybody can reach. But what do we really know about it? What do we really know about that source? People assume a lot, okay? There's many books written, many videos recorded, what really people mean by the source, by God, and almost everyone has their own opinion on that matter, right? People look into it and they push their own understanding what God really is. But I question, does he really exist? So I go a step further. I used to believe, yeah. I used to be Catholic, right? But that was a long time ago, and I don't want to go back there in this video. I'm just saying that I question the existence, if there is. And people would say to me maybe, okay, so who created you if you don't believe in God? Well, who said that God created anybody? Who's that God? Where is he when you really need that God? People believe that you need God to create you. That belief is here. But the idea is that, and my belief came to this point, at this point of my existence here, that we are divine creators ourselves, and we are eternal beings, and we are capable of creating anything and everything, of course, outside this physical reality. It cannot be happening here because of the restrictions, physical laws, and everything. So what really happens? We have to look into it really. How does it really go? This, the whole scenario here, this creation, this existence in here. Yes, this is. I mean, the understanding of God. People desperately cling to that idea. Okay, the idea that there's someone above, that there's somebody to look up to for protection, for hope. Oh, that's my creator. But how? What is you cannot verify, guys. Nobody can verify that some God created you. Okay. I've been looking into the existence in here of life, I mean, and stuff. We can create anything and everything, but this God-forsaken place, this planet, I mean, we are here as the result of some genetical manipulation, so come on, really? I mean, there's so much falsehood in what we are being told in schools and these books, history and all that. I mean, looking at certain videos recently for the past couple of years or so, looking at certain books and stuff, and there's a lot to ask for, honestly. You cannot build proof by assuming something, by thinking, oh, that makes sense, so that's the truth. No, nobody knows the truth. I believe that we always existed, that nobody created really are. I'm talking about the soul essence. That essence, it's eternal, so it's been always existing in some shape or form. And we've been caught here in shaped and pushed into this physical body that's been shaped between genetical manipulation. So that gives us the way we look, okay? That creation of the body. But the soul, it's the most important, because soul was not created in here. Nobody can create soul. Souls always exist. And therefore, we are the creators. So if we're eternal, always created, where does it put this source and creator in here? Where is this, that function of that God and that source, really? I mean, I don't see no evidence, guys, that there is some sort of loving God, loving creator that gives a damn about anything in here at all. I mean, look at all these prayers, okay? The whole world is praying. And are they really answered, those prayers? Are things getting better? Do things really change for better? Do we see any difference because everybody's praying? No, of course not. And that is also reducing this to the level of individuality, because I prayed all my life and my prayers were never answered. No, certain thing happened later on in my life because I believe, I know that I manifested those things in my life, that I participated by my own intention and some sort of will to make certain things happen. But nobody came and gave me a hand, or, for example, when I really needed, I'm talking about many, many years ago when I was a child. Nobody answered my prayers back then. I didn't have a clue back then that I could manifest things and who I was and what happened. And there was no God, despite my pitiful prayers to come and help me. So yeah, um, it took me many years to come to certain conclusions, and those conclusions are revealing, but at the same time a little bit scary, because I cannot go any further than those conclusions. I cannot go reach higher than my understanding at this very moment. Um, of course, maybe in 5 years' time, if I'm still here, I will be, if I'm still making those videos, I'll be able to share some other higher understanding of the things that I'm talking about now, and maybe those understanding gonna be deeper and from the different angle. But this is here what I am today. This is the summary of who I am, what I've learned, what I've observed. Um, I see a lot. I'm a good observer and I ask lots of questions. I read a lot of books, yes, but I already mentioned I don't base my videos on what I read about in books. Certain books I use as references. I'm looking for certain patterns between metaphysics. Like I used to read a lot about the NDE experiences, because there is a big thing going on. I already made videos about it, that things are not right and people being deceived during those experiences. Everything is like custom made to them, depends who you are. So you can come back and tell them what you've seen and what you remember. It's a big scam going on between this area, and there's a pattern to it. If you want to study those, this is fascinating study. That something is wrong, and everybody sees differently almost that so-called God, source, what they call it, when you during that experience, because that obviously apparently gives you a flavor what happens after you cross over. But I already, I think I did make video that when you cross over for good, when you don't have NDE experience, but that means when your body eventually is not a place that you could go back to. Okay, when body dies, you have to stay on the other side in the afterlife, and apparently that experience is totally different to what people experience during the NDE experiences. Like, for example, there is no tunnel, there's no beings of light. And again, in here, guys, if you have certain belief that this is what you expect to see, you bet you will that is going to be something resembling what you believe, because you're almost like creating this scenario with your thinking and with the way you're seeing things, you're expecting it, so you manifesting by your own expectations. So yes, I'm saying be very careful, because for example, myself, I'm a sovereign being, and I take this no-nonsense approach to this matter. That I don't want to be interfered with when I cross over. I don't want to be influenced by someone suddenly coming, giving me a hand, giving me advice. I don't need that. I'm not being arrogant here. I'm just being protective of myself. And as a sovereign being, I have a right to make my own choices. I believe in total freedom too, so I don't go by any authority. When you're crossing over, automatically many people say, oh, there's a God, I'm going to meet him, meet my maker, he's waiting for me. So again, this is the example that you're expecting something higher up than you, that you're looking up to something, and at the same time you don't know nothing about it. So you're willing to gamble, to give away all your sovereignty, to give away all your freedom, and you give consent, basically. Here I am, opening the door to anybody and anything. Well, I'm saying be very careful, guys, because I mean, if you say I'm going back to the source, you may be embracing more trouble than you ever bargained for, really. That's why I'm talking about in this video. Be very careful and stay away from this kind of team only because there's a masses of people that believe in it, that you have to go back to the God. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You are your own God, you are your own person, you are your own boss, you are your own guru and master and guide and everything. But if you believe that you need all this externally, what I just listed, then you're not gonna be solvent. And if you're not solvent, you cannot leave this trap in here that we are in. Yes, there's a soul trap, there's a loop that we're following in here, this reincarnation loop, okay? I mean, if you watch my other videos, I already spoke about it in many videos, about how we're getting stuck in here. And unless you're aware enough that something is not right, you're going to be recycled and you're going to be coming back over and over and over without realizing almost. You're going to be thinking, if that is your belief, oh, I'm coming back because I'm going to learn more lessons, I'm going to learn more how to become better person, more loving person. But how do you remember after your memory is wiped? Why did you come here at all? Nobody remembers, hardly anybody. There's few individuals that do, because they did like a regression through hypnosis, or they had like, I don't know, they could be out of body, they could be through the dreams that they came to certain realization, that they got a little bit of memory, some people have, that it wasn't totally wiped off. And it's horrific really what's going on. So please guys, look into it, do your own research too, which I always encourage. Don't believe anything blindly, okay? Because you're taking a risk. Especially when it comes to within this area, I believe that this is the most important subject for any human being, is to look into your own existence, look around what is happening in this world, and to make this choice while you're still here. Do I really want to come back to this messy place, or I want to have nothing to do with it? So the choice is yours. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope you like this video. Please take care for now. Take care. Bye.